Every morning at London Rio, before the guests arrive, I bulletproof. Slice of grass-fed butter, upgraded MCT oil, and make the coffee. Mix it up. And that's how we do this. Time to go to work. Now, who wants some of this? Let's talk celebrity chefs.
Okay.
A little bit of time left, and I'm going to choose one right away. I took a client to the Fat Duck, to Heston Blumenthal's restaurant maybe 8 years ago, and I'm so glad I went. And we had this crazy meal, and we had the iPod in this shell, and it was like all these crazy tricks played on your mind, and it was wonderful. And Heston came out, and he took a picture with me outside, and he was the coolest motherfucker there. It was just awesome. He was complimenting my watch, and he's like, actually, I don't like coming to the tables, because when he was like, when he had his first restaurant, he said he was kind of going out to say hi to the people, and someone thought he was like a lowly chef, and he was just kind of hovering by the thing, and someone was like, what do you want? Would you leave us? And so he was always timid with people. And then he had shows on BBC, and had these beautiful cooking shows where he would cook these dishes, and he would kind of go into the molecular thing. And lately I see him on TV, and he's making like a 3-story tall cupcake in the park. And Heston, I love you, and I'd love to have you on the show, but it seems like you're losing your mind a little bit. And I don't know. I mean, maybe you're having fun, and who am I to say? I mean, I'm doing a show in a Shoreditch studio, but like he's lost me a little bit, and I feel like I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's just branding himself or he's just doing these crazy stunts, and I don't feel like it's about the food anymore. So, am I wrong? And how do you feel about celebrity chefs? How do you feel about Gordon Ramsay or these other ones? Be careful, because you might have to work with these guys.
That's a very tough question.
I don't know. It's one of those questions.
Or am I just hating? I mean, if they want to do what they want to do, it's a free world. They should be able to sell what they want to do, or sell what they want to sell.
I don't know. I think that we've got to remember that this is food telly, and in many ways it's quite restrictive, and they don't want to be too bold. They tend to stick to a format and very slightly change it. So I guess that's why Heston's doing these things. Heston is one of the most important chefs and has made a global impact. I did a demo with his head chef from his pub, and I could not believe what they did for this fish stock, which was literally, it almost glowed, and I'm sure that it was singing while I tasted it. It was incredible. So in terms of his contribution to cuisine, it's incalculable. He's amazing. In terms of what they're doing on telly, what you've also got to remember is that what happened is that these top chefs were seen as the way to change our habits around food, and so they play a massive role in changing the food culture in this country.
Like Jamie's school dinners and going to the States.
Absolutely,
okay.
and also championing local produce, artisan producers, all that sort of action. It's radically changed, and it's given us a sense of pride back in our food and on the world stage. So it's huge.
Okay, who's your favorite celebrity chef, and who's your not so favorite celebrity chef? Oh man, another loaded question. If you don't answer these questions, I'm going to ask Samaya.
Okay.
I have fixed opinions
favorite
about
celebrity
that.
chef. I have to say Jamie, but let's see if there's somebody else. Who else? Oh my goodness, who do I really like? It's so difficult to say because there's so many different ones. But let's try and. I can't tell you. I really can't, because it's like saying what's your favourite food. It really is. But let me think. I'll try and come back.
All right, so my favorite and least favorite celebrity chef.
When I say this, I'll be very clear about the fact that I never want to emulate. I never emulate. Like, I always think they're great and what they've achieved is fantastic, but that's it. I don't want to be like them. I think my favorite. It's really hard. I like writing, food writing. So I would have to say, to me, the one person that means something with food writing and presenting and the kind of recipes is Nigel Slater.
Yeah, I was just about.
Okay, so Nigel Slater to me keeps food real.
She beat you to it.
Damn!
You should always speak up.
You had your chance.
Nigel Slater to me speaks real food.
Yeah, agreed.
Unpretentious, simple, champion of British produce. I
Yeah.
love British produce. I think it's
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic. And I think he's understated and he keeps a low profile, even though
Agreed.
he has a huge profile.
Yeah.
So I think he's insular, but he's not, you know, and I think that to me, and he doesn't try to be anything. He is, you know, he just comes on, he just does his thing and he leaves. Also think his writing is provocative, it's sensual, it makes food a sexy experience.
Okay,
Yeah.
worst.
I don't think anyone's worst because I think everyone has something to give.
Okay.
So I don't really think, I mean, I may not like them personally, but that's just a personal
What
opinion.
characteristics don't you like in a celebrity chef? When have they gone too far?
Maybe Gordon Ramsay with all the abusing.
With all the Hell's Kitchens?
Yeah,
things
I
and-
think it's, you know, it just takes away from food. I mean, I think it takes away from what they're doing, which is food. I think he's talented and I think he had a lot to give and that's all great. But just, you know, lay back. Like I think when he went to India and stuff and the way, just be a little bit careful when you go to a country about yeah, you're great, you're huge in your own country, but respect tradition, respect culture when you go there. That to me made me lose some respect. And that isn't, I don't like to lose respect for people,
Yeah.
but you know, just be a little bit careful about how you treat people.
For me, I think that, I always come back to this, you know, is love at the centre of what you're doing, and I don't think it has been for some time with Gordon.
Yeah.
And I, you know, I've got to be honest, there's a lot of food TV that I just cannot watch.
I don't watch any.
Yeah.
I refuse to watch
Agreed.
food television.
Agreed. I can watch the stuff on YouTube because it's fresh, it's original, and it's new. And I think that that's the thing for me, is that it's time for a change. It's time for some original, no holds barred, not heavily formatted action. And now's the time for that. And I think that you're going to see that stuff online, and then more and more hopefully
Quick
on TV.
question. What's your feeling about MasterChef?
These are really unfair questions.
Answer,
I like
answer
Greg and
carefully.
John.
Of course you do.
No, they're good. They are good guys, and John's got an amazing history, and so is Greg in terms of what they do. For me, again, I don't watch it, and I don't watch.
I haven't watched it.
I don't watch any of the competitions because it just doesn't speak to my heart. It speaks to an awful lot of people out there. You know, Great British Bake Off got the highest viewing figures. I think it's like 8.5, 9 million people watch. That's huge, and baking is huge, but it's not where my heart's at. For me, it's time that you've got the celebrity chefs, and it's move over celebrity chefs. It's time for the food entertainers to turn up, and that's what I'm trying to do. And that's what there's a load of bunch of other really cool original people out there that want to do something different. And for me, it's about getting away from this exclusive. Like, look at MasterChef. It's all about the best, who's the winner, the tension up, the producers talking to the contestants going, what are you going to do if you lose? You're going to feel rubbish, aren't you? And it's like, you know, it's
That's
all
part
about
of the entertainment, but it's
I don't.
I think
I
you
don't-
personally get I would get very intimidated by, you know, those kind of questions, and I'd lose like my belief in myself. I don't really think
believe
I
it.
want that.
It's cynical. It's not real. It's not real, and I don't like that. And you know, I don't like Nigella coming down at 4 o'clock in the morning, looking in, going, "I'm just having a chocolate pot." It's like, bollocks, are you? What the hell's a camera crew doing in there? And you know, it's just rubbish.
I can't stand her. Anyways.